Hello, friends. Welcome into NFL Daily. I am your host, Tom Downey. On today's show, we're taking a look at the top NFL free agency signings so far. Now, make one big note. This is not who signed the best players. No, this includes the value of the deal signed. So you'll see some lesser-known players on this list. This is all about which teams found the best value, the best players at the right cost. We'll begin at number 10, Emmanuel Sanders heading over to the New Orleans Saints on a 2-year, $16 million deal. For reference here, and why I like this deal so much, this is less than what Houston paid Randall Cobb. Now, I like Randall Cobb quite a bit. He's not Emmanuel Sanders. Sanders comes in, instantly provides an extra boost at wide receiver, which the Saints did need. Now, if you want to wonder, wait, how are the Saints finding all of this money? They're going to pay a cost down the road, but the salary cap can be manipulated, and New Orleans is doing the best job of that right now around the NFL. The past couple of years, Sanders has gone from okay quarterbacks with Jimmy Garoppolo, paid with at the time still kind of prime Peyton Manning, had to deal with Brock Osweiler too and Denver's quarterback carousel. Now he gets to go to Drew Brees. Sanders operates very well in the short area of the field. He's going to be a fantastic fit for what should once again be a really good Saints offense. Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals. Who could have seen this one coming? The Bengals actually getting a player on this list. Mackensie Alexander signs only a 1-year deal, and it only costs $4 million. Alexander in Minnesota, quite frankly, last year among the starters of Xavier Rhodes and Trey Waynes and Alexander, with Alexander handling that nickel corner role, he was the best one out there. And he signed for way less than Trey Waynes did, which deal I did not like. But Alexander comes in. He will be the nickel, a.k.a. the slot corner for Cincinnati in 2020. He's not the best nickel corner in the NFL. That's okay. He's not getting paid like it, though, either. $4 million a year for a starting corner in that nickel role is really good value. Frankly, I thought that was one of the best cornerback contracts out there in free agency. Now, we still have 8 more options to go through. So I want to know from you, what is the best NFL free agency signing so far? Perhaps we'll get to yours in a little bit. But for those of you watching on YouTube, you might get an ad break here. If you do, scroll on down to the pinned comment and you can put your vote right there. Number 8 on our list, let's go over to the offensive line. Brian BULAGA, the Packers chose to go with Rick Wagner. That was a cheaper option for them. BULAGA comes in and is a massive upgrade over the, I'm just going to kind of call them bodies, quite simply, that the Chargers were throwing out there at that position. Now, is he aging? Sure. But $10 million per year? Guys, that's big V money. That's George Fant money. Brian BULAGA is a much better tackle than those guys. So this deal for the Chargers, and you might see them again coming up on this list in a little bit, I thought was a very smart pickup. That right side line, assuming BULAGA does play there, with Trey Turner and Brian BULAGA, that's a big-time upgrade for LA. At number 7, Tom Brady. Now, he signed a 2-year, $50 million fully guaranteed deal with the Bucs. There are almost $5 million of incentives as well that he could potentially earn based on his performance. There's also a no-trade clause and a no-tag clause involved in this. I do not believe that Brady is the same quarterback that he was in his prime. That's not really a hot take. That's just the reality of a early 40s quarterback in the NFL. The fact that he's still playing at the level that he is kind of mind-boggling to think about. So even though Brady is not in his prime, I still believe he is an upgrade for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm curious how he fits in the Bruce Arians offense. I don't think he's going to go deep downfield as much as he did, or at least as much as Jameis Winston did, but he's not going to turn the ball over as much. He's going to be more accurate. He's still going to make a whole bunch of good plays, and his weaponry, going from Julian Edelman, an injured N'Keal Harry, and a bust trade for Mohamed Sanu and no tight ends, to O.J. Howard, Cameron Braid at tight end, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, that's a big-time upgrade for Brady. So for me, this question is pretty clear in terms of my answer. I'm taking my Bs. I'm taking Tom Brady over Jameis Winston, and it's really not even that close. And I think the NFL agrees. So to get Brady at the contract that the Bucs did, which is below market, by the way, that $25 million per year price tag is below quarterback market value. I like that move for Tampa. Speaking of Tampa, folks, I actually love this quarter zip jacket. I don't know why, but I love the two-tone red. There are a variety of NFL jackets on sale right now at chatsports.com/NFL jacket. That is chatsports.com/NFL jacket. Some heavier duty ones for those of you up north and some lighter ones for those of you more in the south. Whatever NFL team you're a fan of, they have a jacket for you guys. Some of them are on sale for over 60% off. I almost saw 70 for one of them. So check the comments, check the description. I've got that link in there for you at chatsports.com/NFL jacket. And as a bonus, promo code FREESHIP, well, it gets you free shipping. On now to number 6, Gerald McCoy. He joins the Dallas Cowboys on a 3-year, $18.3 million deal. That is significantly less than what Gerald McCoy made last year as a member of the Carolina Panthers. So the Cowboys saving money on defensive tackle. It's less than the Raiders are paying Malik Collins. I think Gerald McCoy is an upgrade over Malik Collins. And the way the deal is structured, the Cowboys can get out of that deal after just one season. And Gerald McCoy, he's not going to be an 8-sack guy, I don't think, not anymore. He is on the decline. That's why he's cheaper. But the contract for McCoy was a good one. He's a good player still. He's a good run stopper as well, which the Cowboys needed. So for the value involved here, I think this made a lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, they're certainly not done figuring out really their trenches overall with other free agency losses and, of course, Travis Frederick's surprise retirement. Now, you guys might be stuck at home and bored with nothing to do because that's where we're going right now as a society, but we got you guys covered. We might be coming to you live right now from Studio D, but we're not going anywhere with our videos. We are going to continue to put out videos for you guys around the NFL, around your favorite teams. We've got you guys covered. So if you just need to kill 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, hit that subscribe button, and we'll keep you covered on everything around the NFL. Into the top 5 now. Cory Littleton goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. A 3-year, it actually came in at 35.25. There are some guarantees involved there as well. I viewed Littleton, and I think the general consensus was that this was the case as well, as the top linebacker in free agency. What I didn't know was what the price tag was going to look like. We saw C.J. Mosley, Quan Alexander really kind of reset the linebacker market in a significant way with deals that approach $16-7 million per year. That was not the case with Cory Littleton. His came in a little bit more on the lines of a Jalen Smith contract. And you can see the production he's had in recent years. It's good. He's a back can cover as well. Made some great plays back in 2018. Those declined a bit in 2019. But I thought Littleton, yeah, you paid a premium, but you filled a huge need for the Raiders. So I love this pickup for Las Vegas in the end. Damn it. Okay. We'll just take it from the top of Littleton. Yeah. Number 5 on our list, it is Cory Littleton. He signed a 3-year. It actually came in at $35.25 million, just under the initial reported $36 million amount. There's $22 million guaranteed there. Look, Littleton was viewed as the top linebacker entering NFL free agency by myself, and I believe the NFL as well. What I didn't know is what the exact contract would look like for Littleton. I had wondered if you could see a Quan Alexander, C.J. Mosley type bidding war erupt, and the value ends up going and approaching $16-17 million. That is not the deal the Raiders got him for. So yes, they paid a premium in the end, but it was a huge need for Las Vegas. They needed a Littleton-esque player for years now, and they didn't overpay. Quite frankly, they might have come in a little bit under market for a player of Littleton's caliber. So for the Raiders, who made, once again, a whole bunch of moves in free agency, I really like this pickup for Las Vegas. Now, we just talked the Cowboys and the Raiders. I like both of their moves, but who had the better free agency? Type R for the Raiders, C for the Cowboys. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, Mitchell Renz hosts the Raiders Report here at Chat Sports. I host the Cowboys Report here. So I say with no bias whatsoever that clear and far away, The Raiders had a much better free agency than the Dallas Cowboys did. Number 4 on our list, Teddy Bridgewater. You guys know, you subscribers, you know how I feel about one Teddy Bridgewater. Now, I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. I'm not that crazy. But I do think Bridgewater is a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. And the Panthers are barely paying him that. 3 years, $63 million. There was some buzz. He could get 30. I never really bought into that. But Bridgewater's deal is significantly below market. For reference here, Bridgewater's getting paid less per year than Nick Foles and Alex Smith. Now, obviously, Alex Smith is hurt, and he signed that deal when he was healthy. But I'm taking Bridgewater over those guys each and every single time. When he got a chance to start with the Saints, we saw him play well. Now, the offense was very much a short area passing attack. They didn't go deep downfield. That's fine. They did the exact same thing with Drew Brees. But Bridgewater, look, he had Alvin Kamara. Now he's got Christian McCaffrey. I think that you could utilize DJ Moore in some short area of the fields, and maybe you got to get Curtis Samuel involved in a different way. But Bridgewater's move, especially for the value involved, and that's important to me here, I thought was a great pickup by Carolina, who, of course, has just released Cam Newton. So let's say you're picking a quarterback right now. Who you taking? Type 5 for Teddy Bridgewater or 12 for Tom Brady. I actually lean more towards Bridgewater beyond just this year because I'm a big fan of him. Factor in the contracts. I like saving money on Bridgewater. I like those pickups, but I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but give me Teddy B. All right, number 3 on our list, Jack Conklin. He signed a 3-year, $42 million deal with the Cleveland Browns. Now, I want to make note, because we have not mentioned this before on the show. This deal, in terms of the way it was submitted to the NFL, is actually a 5-year deal. The deal, though, has 2 fake years at the end of it. Those years will automatically void. It's just designed to reduce the cap hit. In reality, it's a 3-year, $42 million deal. That's what Jack Conklin will get and will play for with the Cleveland Browns. Those fake years just reduce his cap hit this year, so he'll be a free agent after 3 years. That's just a salary cap manipulation tool. Conklin was the best free agent tackle on the market. And in recent years, we've seen the offensive tackle market continue to rise up beyond 12 to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Conklin, I thought, was going to get that money from a team like the Browns or the Jets. His market came in lower. For Cleveland, I thought this was a fantastic value, filling a massive need. So which team has had the best NFL free agency so far? We just got through Jack Conklin. I actually love what the Browns have done. Andrew Billings, Conklin, Carl Joseph. I'm a huge fan. I think the Chargers, hint, more on them in a second, and the Saints as well have also had good free agencies. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I assume you're all going to pick your favorite teams by the way. All right, so number 2 is Chris Harris going to the LA Chargers. The deal came in at 2 years, $17 million. My voice went up a notch because I still can't believe that. Only $9.5 million guaranteed. They can cut him next year if they want to move on from him. For reference, Chris Harris isn't even a top 20 paid cornerback right now. You almost never see that in free agency. The deal is truly shockingly cheap to the extent that I kind of wonder if I've missed something. If maybe Chris Harris has fallen off a cliff and I didn't realize it. I don't think he did last year. But the NFL clearly not as high on Chris Harris. I think he's still at least the number 2 corner. To pay him $8.5 million a year with, of course, some incentives, how did the rest of the NFL not jump all over this? Where were the Eagles? Where were the Cowboys? Where were so many NFL teams? LA, I didn't think corner was a huge need. They upgraded, though, at that position. But at number 1, well, it is Drew Brees. You guys forgot about him as a free agent. That's okay. I know that everyone kind of did that. Much like Brady, it's a 2-year, $50 million deal. And much like Jack Conklin, there are also 2 fake years added on to the end of that deal to reduce the cap hit. The Saints will have to eat some dead money on Drew Brees once he retires, but they're willing to do that, and they're doing it with other contracts too. because they're just trying to win right now while their window is open. Now, with the way this deal is structured, with the way the dead money is set to hit in the end, I think this might be Drew Brees' last contract with the Saints. And I think a big reason why this is my number one deal is that Drew Brees took less. And you've seen other aging quarterbacks do this. As they get older, they're a little bit more willing to take less money. Now, Drew Brees, look, he's not 2016 Drew Brees anymore, but he's still productive. He's still accurate. He is still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. To get him for $25 million a year in a bubble is pretty bonkers value. That's why he checks in at number one for me.